Welcome back to the icy planet of Niflheim. Just kidding. We're in your local movie theater parking lot. I'm Mara.
And I'm Gio.
And we are fresh out the film.
We sure are, man.
Just got out the film. Had kind of a stressful theater experience.
Yeah, I was late, as always, and we were scrambling to get in.
And our tickets wouldn't scan.
Everything was just going south, dude.
Yeah, and then he left the laptop in the car, had to run out and get it.
Yeah, it was not smooth at all, and I don't think we saw, or at least I didn't see any previews. I saw whatever the preview was when we walked in for a second, and then then the next time I walked in after going back out to the car, the movie was on. So.
Yeah, you made it back fast, like it had just started.
It's perfect timing, dude.
It was really perfect timing.
The theater was not very full either. There were maybe 10 people in there.
Yeah.
Somewhere around there. Which I was sad to see. You know, I liked that day with Goonies specifically, where we pulled up and the parking lot was just full here. And you already knew it was going to be a great theater experience. I wish we had that for this one.
It is. It probably hurts us because we go earlier in the day to get the cheaper, the matinee prices, that is.
That's true. That's absolutely true. Our theater experience is probably our fault.
But that's all right. That's all right. There's some movies that I feel like a packed theater you definitely want. And this one, I was okay not having a packed theater.
Yeah, I think, like, there's a certain thing in an empty theater for me where I don't feel as comfortable, like, audibly laughing. Like, I'm trying to stifle my laughs a little bit. Stifle, whatever that word is.
Yeah, I don't think I heard a person laugh in the theater.
I heard one. I can't remember. Oh, it might have been during that the dinner scene. Yeah.
Yeah, I do think that kind of kills the jokes when it's a silent theater.
It does. It completely does, bro. Because also, like, so many of those jokes that are written in movies, I feel like they take a beat afterwards, you know? Like, it's almost like they're waiting for the laugh track.
Right.
Yeah, so it's like just that, like, couple minutes of just, here, let me see if this works, because we never do it. This. I don't think that worked. If you heard crickets, though, that is what I meant to do. See, dude, we gotta get the soundboard going every once in a while.
Yeah. Crazy. All right, should I move right into the breakdown?
Yeah, dude, let's do it.
Okay, Mickey 17 was the movie we saw today. It was directed by Bong Joon-ho. Whoop, almost fucked that up. Maybe I did.
No,
it's based on the novel Mickey 7 by Edward Ashton. It's the story of the unlikely hero, Mickey Barnes, who finds himself in the extraordinary circumstance of working for an employer who demands the ultimate commitment to the job, to die for a living. And now I want to ask you this question. How much do you think the budget was for this movie?
It seemed fairly large because I think a lot of those sets were built for real, and there were quite a few different sets for sure. That's probably where the majority of the budget's coming from, or spent on.
To add in there was like a bunch of reshoots that really affected the
Interesting.
budget. Yeah, or one specific one that was a lot of money.
I'm gonna go with 90 million.
Kind of close.
Really?
Yeah, it was 118 million.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, that one specific reshoot that I read about was $10 million.
Oh my God, that's terrible.
Yeah.
Dude, that... Now, I'd have to look real fast. I can look it up if you want. For what Parasite did, what the budget for Parasite was, or Snowpiercer, which are, I think, his two most recent films. Parasite, definitely felt a lot smaller. In fact, I remember hearing that the majority of the budget was spent on that house for Parasite, which I believe they bought. And I'm 90% sure that house was in this movie. I'm 90%. It looks so similar. At least it was meant to be a little callback to that. But yeah, Parasite's budget was $11.4 million. So this is an Dude, they took a huge risk on Bong Joon-ho. I mean, that's props to him, man. He made his name, and now producers are backing him, dude. Oh, in fact, we saw one of the producer names, so we can understand where some of the money came from. Brad Pitt was helping out.
Yeah, crazy. I was like, what
Dang.
the fuck?
That's nuts.
Wild. Do you wanna make a guess on how much it made opening day?
Opening day. 10 million.
7.7 million.
That's not gonna make back the 118.
Yeah,
I mean,
we'll see how it does, but I'm not too sure about. It's currently rated a 3.8 out of 5 on Letterboxd, 7.2 out of 10 on IMDb, and a 79% on Rotten Tomatoes.
that all seems about right. I'm surprised that audiences didn't like it a little bit more than critics.
Right.
I felt like this was definitely it was a popcorn movie, you know. I think it was very much built to just have a couple hours of entertainment and not to really impress any critics or anything like that. It's just
Right.
so yeah, I'm not overly surprised with us Sid. I'm surprised with the discrepancy a little bit. It's way closer than I thought it would be with critics and audiences.
Yeah. Yeah, I would agree. For sure.
Yeah. I have a little thing to add up front to your breakdown editions.
Yeah.
I just learned a little fact as I was doing my research, and I thought it fit best up here. It premiered at the 75th Berlin International Film Festival on February 15th. There was, private showing or whatever for special audiences. And that it got a standing ovation, which, means nothing in the movie world nowadays. Joker 2 got a standing ovation at a film festival as well. But it got a standing ovation, and Pattinson was mobbed by fans, apparently coming in or out, one of the two, chanting Batman, that's just pretty cool, man.
That is cool.
He's making a name for himself, not that he hadn't already, but this is
Yeah, he's had a name for a while, but
a new
yeah.
title slapped on, to be Batman and have that many people chanting it. That's got to be a pretty cool feeling.
I know, he's like probably used to being like called Edward or Cedric Diggory,
Yeah.
like that type of shit.
That was part of what I saw. I think it was an interview at this film festival, he was saying that he's surprised that he has. Robert Pattinson was saying he's surprised that he has so many male fans. He's used to the female fans, but not the male fans.
He's had the female fans for so long.
Yeah, so now that he's Batman, obviously those male fans are lining up at the door.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah, did you...
Yeah.
Anything else with that?
I have one more thing here. It was set the record for the biggest post-pandemic opening for Warner Brothers in South Korea. Korea. Jeez, I cannot speak already. On February 28th. So it did 1.7 million, which topped The Batman's $9 million weekend.
Sorry?
Seems like counter... Yeah, I know that doesn't really make sense. I think that 1.7 million was maybe on the first day or something like that, and then it made it up. I don't know. I read it was the top, but Wikipedia says that Batman made 9 million in that weekend in South Korea. So, shoot, man, didn't read that all the way through. But who knows? It's either Korea's biggest post-pandemic, because Batman came out mid-pandemic. Or before or something. I think. I don't know. It's not that interesting anyways. I'm happy to move on. It's I don't know.
Yeah.
It doesn't really matter that much. We're not in South Korea. We're in your local movie theater parking lot, so.
Yeah. Do you just want to jump right into the story now?
Yeah, absolutely.
Great.
Got everything done up top. So it opens with Mickey, 17, who has fallen down some sort of glacier or ice structure, and he's at the bottom, and his friend up on top is surprised that he is actually alive. and he's just walking up there saying stuff like, "Oh, Mickey, you're alive?" And Mickey's like, "Yeah, help me out. You get me out of here because I am alive. I haven't died yet." And the friend's pretty much just like, "Well, there's gonna be another one of you tomorrow, so it doesn't matter that much." He comes down and gets his gun or his flamethrower, and then leaves him there. As Mickey starts to get attacked by some creepers, we're told they're called, which is an alien species that lives on this planet of Niflheim.
Aren't creepers like the thing in Minecraft?
They are.
Okay.
They absolutely are. Yeah, these share no resemblance to the creepers of Minecraft at all. They look like large roly-polies, with like kind of Demogorgon esque like faces.
That's exactly what I was gonna say. Yeah, that like opens up and like there's a bunch of teeth and shit.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But as he's about to get devoured, we get kind of a flashback. In the whole movie, Mickey Barnes is doing a voiceover, telling a story, which some of us didn't like his voice. So that must have been terrible.
Yeah, I thought like from the first time I was like, oh god, is he gonna be talking like this the whole fucking film? It's so annoying.
Yeah, 17 kind of just talks with like a little bit higher voice, and like I told you a little bit earlier, I think it fit his character really well because it's like if you picture somebody just kind of like a soft-spoken, clumsy man, he has the voice like
Yeah, no,
through and through.
absolutely. I would agree with that. It just pissed me off, and
Yeah.
I didn't like it.
I didn't mind it, but I can totally see how it would be annoying, to some people for sure.
Me.
Yes,
Or some of those people.
But we get sent back, which is basically a prologue. So it's explaining the Expendables, who are workers who can be cloned if they die, with most of their memories intact, and we'll get into how that works a little bit later. A brief demonstration shows Expendables dying and being replaced, setting the stage for Mickey's role. So on Earth, we find out that the reason Mickey is an expendable, somebody who is sent off on this trip just to go and die over and over, is because him and his friend Timo, they're broke and they're in trouble with a loan shark due to a failed macaroon business, which...
Macaron.
Macaron? Is that how you say it?
Yeah.
I thought they were macaroons.
There are macaroons. And macarons.
Oh, what? Okay, thank God you're here. What are macarons?
Well, macarons are like the little sandwich ones.
What are macaroons?
They're more, God, I learned this from all like my Food Network type shit. But they're different than what macarons are.
Interesting. Well, yeah, they wanted to do that. Something about how they wanted to change burgers. Like, burgers aren't good enough, so they want to
Yeah,
use
like
macarons.
macarons are gonna be the new burger.
Which is, I don't know, a bold business idea. But basically, to get out of this mess, they decided to join a space mission to Niflheim. And this is to go and create extend the human race to new to various planets in the near galaxy. Or maybe our galaxy. I don't know if this Earth actually takes place on our Earth because that's also like a bit futuristic. But the two, they're applying, and Timo immediately is able to be a shuttle pilot for whatever reason. He only passed like basic training to be a shuttle pilot like a couple days ago. But
Yeah.
he gets in there, so he's chilling. Mickey is trying to find like the easiest job to be able to get in there, so he signs up as an expendable. And when he does, he's like up at the counter, and he's basically just saying, yeah, I'm signed up to be an expendable, and they keep asking him, did you read the contract? Did you read the contract?
Did you read the paper? Do you know what this job entails?
And he didn't read the paper, but he just keeps saying, yes, yeah, I know what this job entails.
Yeah.
And he has this lady take him who has hair that reminds him of his mother's or something. It's like he's getting deja vu this entire scene, which is weird, and I thought maybe they were going to touch on. I thought this film was going to go deeper in a lot of places.
Yeah.
But there's like this smell of this lady who's showing him basically around the Expendables how it works with the machine, meat printing, and a brick that holds his consciousness, which can be uploaded to the new bodies that are printed out of the meat machine. And that's what it is. I mean, the machine works. They take like waste, basically any type of waste, and it can be refashioned into human flesh,
Including dead bodies.
including dead bodies.
As the waste, that is.
But not limited to. They said a bunch of other different stuff.
Like a bunch of shit.
Which really makes me question their food problem that they have on the ship. But I guess I'll wait till I get there. Because
Yeah, it's like you can make a whole new person.
so you can make a cow, right? And then you could, like, and it's a little sad, but, like, a cow only gets to live for, like, a couple minutes. Maybe not even live. You could just be printing out animals to make meat out of.
Right.
You would think. But there's a huge food problem on the ship. But we're not to the ship yet. Mickey, we basically get told his entire story, becoming expendable and getting on this ship, which is going to take 4 years to get to Niflheim, the other planet that they're going to.
Yeah.
We also find out then that the ship is controlled by this failed politician. I don't have his name yet, but I know it's in here somewhere. Essentially, he is just a very loud politician who failed in elections twice. He came up short, so he decided to start his new venture into populating planets outside of Earth and really trying to control a race. You know, that was his goal. There was some very interesting stuff that came along with that, and I think some very heavy commentary on the type of person he was.
Yeah, like some weird like comments about like being like a purebred like nation. It's like, what?
Yeah, and they like,
what are we talking about here?
Yeah, he's not a great guy, but he has a lot of supporters, a lot of very over the top excited supporters
in red hats.
That's
all I'll say. Jesus.
Sorry about that. That is proof that we are in the movie theater parking lot.
What the fuck were they doing? Holy shit, that was so loud.
Jesus, that's those mufflers are crazy.
He was saving me.
Yeah. But anyways, during this journey, Mickey develops a romantic relationship with a security agent named Nasha. This adds a personal stake to the mission, and the crew is preparing for their roles on Niflheim. And there's a lot of comedy that happens. They cross-cut, because the politician guy walks in, who's controlling this whole thing, and basically is telling everybody about the rations, and it's like, you can't exert that many calories, or else you're not going to be able to eat, you know, because you need to eat more, so you need to keep your calories, you know, what calories you're burning low. And as he's saying that, they're cross-cutting to a sex scene with Nasha and Mickey, so they're burning like the most calories.
And he's also talking about how they're like, well, like this whole speech, it's like his wife telling him stuff to like say out to the people, but they're basically saying like, we're gonna ban sex because it burns too many calories, and you can't burn that many calories. Yeah,
this is where we get the introduction to the wife too, as you said.
Yeah.
She's just a constant. She's always embracing her husband, but she's also always whispering the next word that he needs to say into his ear. You can see that she has a lot of power in that, in the role that she's in.
Yeah.
But yeah, they develop that relationship, and there's some more comedy, some more ration scenes. We get introduced to a couple characters, one of which I do not know her name, but she's flirting with Mickey a little bit next to Nasha.
Which is weird because the vibe I got from her was that she was a lesbian.
Really? And then she was. How did you know this? Did you see at the end of the movie?
She was?
At the end of the movie, a girl walks up and puts her hand...
Oh, right. No, because, like, she has this, like... She's, like, best friends with this girl, and I'm like, that's a lesbian, actually.
Wow.
So it's, like, I didn't understand why, like, when she was, like, flirting, I'm doing that in air quotes, with Mickey, like, it felt like, I'm like, oh, she's a lesbian. Like, she's clearly interested in the girl sitting next to her.
Do you think she's
what's going on? Could be.
Because there's a couple scenes later that would point to that.
Right. But, like, right off the bat, I'm like, oh... lesbian character.
Interesting.
So a lot of the scenes confuse me, for sure.
Absolutely. But yeah, we see the team arrive on the ice planet Niflheim, and we see the native creatures called creepers, and they are hindering the colonization efforts, and the crew is facing challenges to establish their base pretty soon on. But we're we get taken through a story where Mickey 16.
I'm not
Or let me actually first we kind of get to see all of the Mickeys leading up to 17 and what happened to them. And maybe not all of them, but all of their various stories and how they died. And there's a scene of him outside of a space station, testing radiation, from the nearby planet. And they're like, take your glove off to see how radiation goes and things like that. So I guess this was partly on the trip over, at least in the atmosphere.
Right.
But they're describing, it's basically just showing off how they use him like a piece of meat. Testing all kinds of new drugs on him, this gas we keep seeing, where he's just in a little pod being tested till death, just to see, what they can actually do.
Which, obviously, it's immoral and all that
Oh,
stuff,
yeah.
but, really smart. They could send this guy out on their new planet, see how everything goes, and if he dies, just print a new one of them and try it again. Immoral, obviously.
Yeah, it is
but,
smart.
Genius.
There's a bunch of scenes, too, of just, the little care that they're showing. They're really leaning into him not being human. Because, he'll be getting printed out of the meat machine, and his tray won't be there to catch him, and he's falling out and stuff.
Yeah.
And it's just, they could care less about treating this guy well. There's also a part, and these are just all kind of smashed together in a big montage almost of Mickey's. But there's also one where there's a scientist or doctor that comes back later, and she talks to him as basically like, this Mickey, you're special, because you only get to live for 10 minutes. And it was just, yeah.
And then she's like, maybe 15.
Yeah, just, that was so enticing. Which, if he has memories of his previous life, she would have known that that's not going to be enticing to him, so it's really just a dick move. I know they're just trying to play it for comedy.
Right.
But, I don't know.
Yeah, I think it just adds into the carelessness of what all the people think about it. And he's just like, oh, well, he dies, we repent a new one, who cares?
100%. We eventually get printed out Mickey 17, and they go on an expedition, basically just exploring the land. And this was, I believe, before they knew the creepers were there, or they at least did not expect them to be in this area.
Yeah.
And one of the members of his group, I think her name was Jessica.
I have no idea.
One of the members of his group dies with a bunch of ice falling on her. And this causes some...
Hold on. I must say, okay, I need to go into this because it was stupid and it was her fault. The creepers are coming around, right? They kill one of them, whatever, and then she sees one above her. They're in an ice cave. So what does she do? Shoot up towards the top of it, and then it comes down. That was totally fucking her fault. What a dumbass.
It really was. I mean...
That was stupid.
It was a terrible move, and there was a bunch of confusion after. I think some people got locked up in these little jail cells that we see to kind of figure out what happened. The president figure, or the politician, I guess we'll just call him for now, gets a hold of Mickey, too, and is very angry at him, basically saying, Mickey, how are we losing, good genetics? You are an expendable. You're supposed to be the one who's dying in these situations.
And that was pissing me off, because it's she did that to herself. Come on, don't shoot upwards towards the ice cave you're in.
I was already scared when she was shooting down, and then nobody reacted, but then just shoot up, man.
You're I'm not trained in battle or anything, and I know that shit. Come on.
That's
Come
true.
on.
That's true. I mean, they get all the way to the other planet and don't know that they can't shoot up in an ice cave.
Yeah.
Terrible. But we see that person die, and Mickey is then sent out to try and get one of the creepers to bring back. That's his goal.
Yes.
And he's out
there. And that person, sorry, not to interrupt, but the I don't know her name, the lesbian character.
Yeah.
That I thought that was
character.
her best friend who died. So that was
she's shaken by it.
Yeah.
100%.
Best friend, girlfriend, who knows? That's what I was thinking.
Possibly, yeah. Possibly girlfriend. I did not pick up on that at all.
That is all I was thinking.
That's insane, dude. I thought the gaydar only works in real life. Not in films. That's impressive. Mickey 17 sent to capture the creeper, but he ends up falling into a deep ice cave, and is presumed dead by Timo. But obviously, this is catching us up to the first scene that we saw.
Right.
So we know that Mickey 17 is not quite dead. So he gets creeped up on by the creeper, and he gets taken. The weird thing is he doesn't get eaten yet, and the creeper just kind of puts its tail around Mickey's leg and starts pulling him past all the... And, like, he should have been way more scared. He has no fear of, like, bugs or anything like that, or any type of weird... I don't know how you've been trained so well in, like, alien species or whatever, because it's just he's in a cave full with these just varying size roly-polies, essentially.
Yeah, and that's the thing. We know, based on previous conversations and conversations that will happen, that he is scared of death still.
Yeah.
So it's strange that he's just like so accepting.
He's really nonchalant.
Like he's getting pulled, and then he's like pulled into like all of the creepers are there, and he's like, oh, he's bringing him for the babies. Take big bites,
Yep.
guys.
It was interesting. I think they kind of, couple of those moments in the deaths, they could have played a little, like, went a little harder into Mickey's psyche, especially for 17, who ends up being a klutz and seems to be more scared of death than 18, you know. He probably wouldn't have been reacting like that, you know. He would have been still very scared, like accepting death, but not making a joke out of it like he was.
Right.
But the creepers keep pulling him, and they eventually make kind of a man bridge to lift him out of the cave and push him back up to the surface. Mickey is not quite out yet, but he walks for a while, and luckily one of the like trucks going back to the base was near, so he was able to hop on the back of it. So he's saved by the creepers, and 17 returns to the base.
And can I say, hypothermia? Like, how was he like totally fine? Like, he seemed cold in the first scene, but then he like gets back and he's fine. And it's like, you've been out in the cold for so long, and he like didn't have his like hat on anymore.
No, and not a lot of clothing it looked like either, because they don't want to spend a lot of clothing on him, I don't think, you know, if they don't have to.
Yeah.
But yeah, he didn't die. Hypothermia, he definitely had some repercussions, man. He looked pretty messed up going in, but
then within, and I'm sorry, we'll get to that, but like within minutes of the movie, like it seems like maybe an hour, 2 hours, he was fine. Which was a little strange to me, but I don't need to get on every little detail.
Yeah, I mean, like, that one's tough, because, you know, you could say Luke Skywalker should have died on Hoth, you know? That's when we come.
Well, he got put into a...
True. Then you could say Han Solo, but, like, imagine how much longer he was out there. You know, we saw him. He was out before. He went to the cave. He came back out of the cave. He was out in the snow yelling, Ben, Ben, for a while before he got inside that tauntaun, you know? So, yeah, but I guess...
But, like, here's the
at
thing.
least George
Luke was, like, shaken up after that. Like, he was put into that, like, water thing, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
To, like, be healed. And he was pretty fucked up.
Yeah, Mickey just went home to his little apartment.
Splashed some water on his face and he was
Splashed some water on his
chilling.
face, yeah, and he was fine. But after that, he goes to get in his bed, and there's a dilemma, because sitting next to him is Mickey 18.
Yeah. I did like how he did it. Like, he laid down and the other guy, like, Mickey 18, like, sat up, and that was... I liked how they did that.
It was a good way to do it. I'm surprised he didn't notice somebody else laying in his bed. You know, it's a little surprising, but it was a nice moment, I will say. Yeah. It was a cool shot. So this is a big problem, obviously. Immediately they start fighting each other. One of them says, I'm gonna have to kill you. I think it was 17 who actually said that first, though. Like, one of us should die or something along those lines.
Yeah.
But 18 takes action on it and whacks Mickey across the head with a weight set. You know, a dumbbell. That's the word I'm looking for.
Yes.
And he puts him in a trash bin and starts rolling him to the trash. And this trash is like this big hole in the middle of the base. There's multiple holes in this room. And that's where all that waste goes in to create the new.
Yeah, it's like an incinerator.
Yeah, it's an incinerator, but it's like, volcanic.
Yeah.
Is it lava, or does lava have to be above? I don't know. It looked like lava. It looked like lava down there, basically.
Yeah.
But they go to try and throw each other in, and they're fighting it out, duking it out for a while.
I was just kept trying to find like which one's the body double right now.
Yeah.
That's what I do in every time of these like movies where someone's playing like two characters. I'm like, where is he?
That makes sense. Whoever the body double was, he looked good, man, because they got close at points, like almost side profile, and it still looked right.
Yeah.
Unless that, was some sort of special effect. I'm not 100% sure. But they're duking it out, and Timo walks in, and he's making a drug deal with this. Oh no, what was the drug? It was a drug that we have.
Was it?
Yeah. Can you look that up real fast? It's gonna bug me.
Yeah, I absolutely
Thank
can.
you. That one's gonna bug me. I think it was like, but it's basically held in this small little tube, and you just snort it or inhale it in some way, and it gets you really, really high. So it's Timo is dealing drugs, and Mickey.
It's Oxycontin.
Oxycontin?
Contin. Oxy, as they say.
Damn, it's Oxy. That's, a very hated... go watch Dope Sick if you want to learn about Oxycontin. Fuck that shit, dude. Oh, my lord. But yeah, that makes it worse. But Mickey 18 is basically just like, we should kill him. Right?
Yeah.
Why does he want to kill him? Why does he want to kill Timo?
That's another thing where I don't know. Because if this guy has all of the previous guy's memories and they're friends, why, for like doing a drug deal?
I guess,
but he later does the drug,
exactly,
so...
yeah. I mean, it would be more like, it'd be better if he like exploited the operation or whatever, and like went in and is like, hey, I know you did this, now you have to give me some. That would have been way more up Mickey 18's alley. Mickey 18 just has a way sharper edge than Mickey 17 in general. He seems like he's a lot more well put together.
And he has a completely different voice.
He does, a normal voice,
Yeah.
Thank God. But he's a lot more violent, as you can see, as he's trying to shove Timo down one of the trash compactors into the lava. And Timo's, there's this great scene because, Mickey 17 and Mickey 18 are still trying to fight each other. As Mickey 18 throws Timo down the compactor, but he's holding on, like before he falls down. You know, he's barely holding on. But the way that he can only look straight up. So Mickey 18 pushes him down and then gets attacked from behind by Mickey 17. And then Mickey 17 looks over, and Timo thinks it's still the same guy.
Right.
And Mickey 17's like, here, let me help you. So Timo's he's pretty confused.
He's like, I'm going to kill you when I get up there.
And then Mickey 18 comes back with a freaking, like, ready to brand him, he got some metal stick and heated it up a ton.
Yeah.
And then was about to push him down, but then somebody walks in.
No, doesn't he gets pulling up first, right?
Yeah, he gets pulled up when somebody walks in. Or else 18 would have killed him.
Right. It's some type of boss guy. I'm not really sure who that is.
There are a lot of just, like, very not well expanded on side characters. I'm pretty sure that this might have been I wish I knew the actor's name, but it was the guy who had the friend who was videoing the president the whole time, or the politician the whole time. I think it might have been that guy. But essentially, whoever walked in obviously could not see Mickey killing.
Yeah,
oh, wait, was it the girl?
No.
Because then Mickey goes right back to the room. 18 goes right back to the room with the girl. Gosh, I need to start actually using names.
Yeah, she comes late. I don't know, like, anyone's name in this.
Nasha. I think it's her, because how else would he get to the room with her?
You're right, but I believe that previous guy walks in first, because he asks about, like, what happened to your hand. Because his hand's fucked up, because Mickey 18, like, stepped on his hand or something to, like, make him fall down farther.
Yeah. So, whoever this...
People walk in.
Pe-
And one of the Mickeys hide. And
Yep.
Mickey
17
hides, and Mickey 18 is there.
Yep, Mickey 18 starts going, and he eventually goes with Nasha, his girlfriend. And he's taking her back to his room, and 17's pretty pissed off, because he's just thinking, oh, this scumbag's got his hands all over my girl right now. So he's trying to get back there the best that he can, but he gets stopped for a few different things. An interview real fast that's talking about giving him some sort of praise, but I think the only reason for it was to talk about the dinner.
Yeah, he's like, you get to go and have dinner with, what's that dude's name? It's like
Kenneth Marshall.
Kenneth Marshall.
That is his name, the politician. The
Marshall.
whole time we've been building it up. It is Kenneth Marshall, which is a perfect name for a politician, I think.
Kenneth Marshall.
Kenneth Marshall. It sounds like one.
It does.
I might change my name and run for office under Kenneth Marshall. But yeah, he 17 basically gets told about this dinner that Marshall was offering him. And it seemed to be an apology dinner for yelling at him over the other girl dying. Or that's what we initially thought.
Yeah.
So Mickey attends this dinner with the colony leader, Kenneth Marshall, and as he's there talking to him, the girl... Oh, God, man. I wish we had names. I wish we had names.
The lesbian, that is?
The lesbian.
That's not actually a lesbian.
The rumored lesbian walks in.
That'll be her name.
Yeah, the rumored lesbian. She walks in, and she also sits down next to Mickey, as Mickey's just stuffing his face. Because, you know, a big part of the story, at least at the beginning, was the portions and the rations that you can get. So Mickey, he got his portions halved as part of his punishment for the other girl dying. So he is stuffing his face with his food, bro.
It looks like raw meat.
It looks like raw meat. Do you know what it actually is?
What is
It's
it?
watermelon with some type of, like, sauce on top. I don't know.
Oh,
Yeah.
was it?
I
It
saw
was
that in an
so,
interview.
like, gooey, though.
Yeah, there's something on top, but you could see how it was watermelon on the bottom, and then just, like, some brown sauce of some sort on top. It was pretty funny. But he's just absolutely eating it up, and there's this really good moment, I think the best moment of comedy in the movie, where what do we call her? Closeted lesbian?
Rumored lesbian.
The rumored lesbian. She's basically just like, all right, I'm kind of pissed about my friend dying still, you know? Like, I'm not just here to... Because she was getting talked to about being a perfect specimen for breeding. And she was just like,
yeah,
bro,
so strange. She's like, am I just a uterus to you?
Yeah.
And that's what, like, the wife chimes in. It's like, no.
The wife is always perfect to save any type of fuck up that Kenneth Marshall has.
Yeah.
Which is just... She's actually a pretty funny character, man.
Yeah.
I really liked her. She played, like, a perfect, just, like, you know, a devilish wife who also is just, like, so over the top that she's funny, you know? But since Kenneth Marshall's kind of backed up here, I don't know if the wife suggested or him, but they basically decided to pray. They decided to do a quick prayer.
No, the closeted lesbian. The rumored lesbian.
The rumored
says,
lesbian.
Can I pray for my friend? Which, again, she's very emotional. Seems like that was her girlfriend.
That's true.
Those were the vibes I was getting.
She's so emotional that she gets picked up, like, she gets choked up while talking about it. And she can no longer continue the prayer. So Kenneth Marshall takes over, and he starts saying some nice words.
Sorry, his wife, like, bumps him.
Yeah,
like,
of course.
Because she tells him what to do.
Kenneth Marshall takes over, and he starts saying just a couple nice words until he breaks out into song. And it's just like, it's hilarious though, because like the butler who's sitting around, who's also Kenneth Marshall's cameraman, trying to paint a good picture for the world back on Earth. But they all start singing this kind of nice melody, like, Jesus Christ, please take us to... And then pretty soon, somebody claps, and there's like a little change in beat, and it really picks up. So they're all sitting there during this prayer, and they're just like, Jesus Christ brings us to... And it's just like...
You're doing the Jesus Christ Superstar.
Am I?
Yeah.
That is fantastic. But yeah, they started singing songs straight out of the Jesus Christ Superstar soundtrack.
Well, it was more of the rhythm. There wasn't the words.
Yeah. I was just making up words. But it was hilarious. It got me to laugh. I think it got you to laugh. I don't know. At least
Hilarious, yeah.
Yeah.
A chuckle. A chuckle.
A small chuckle.
Yeah.
But unfortunately, this meal was not just to call out a woman for just her uterus or apologize to Mickey, because Mickey starts convulsing and throwing up from the food that he's eating.
Gross.
So we quickly get to see more of the colony's questionable practices, because this is experimental meat. It's not actual meat, and they're testing it out. He's really struggling on the ground. A bunch of doctors come in, and they're just like taking vitals and stuff like that, watching him. And dude, he's acting his life out. Robert Pattinson just on the floor, just everywhere, man, flailing his body around. And the doctors suggest, well, we have this new painkiller that we're testing out. So decide as
it's something like the Big Blue.
Yeah, Mr. Blue or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was some weird name.
Something weird like that.
But it was a painkiller that they were testing out that hadn't been approved yet necessarily. So they decided to try that on Mickey. You know, get a nice little 2-for-1 deal. Luckily, that actually does end up working out.
Well, no.
Yeah, I think
starts freaking out even more.
Yeah, for a second.
It stops the all the fucking throwing up he's doing.
And he's better after it. Like, he really starts freaking out for a second, like feels like his head's gonna explode. But then he's eventually able to just say, "Thank you for dinner," in a very...
Well, not before. Fucking, what's his name? Kenneth
Marshall.
Kenneth Marshall. Is about to just shoot him. He's like, right, put him out of his misery, huh?
Oh, yeah.
And the wife goes, no, don't get a hole in my carpet.
Yeah, I forgot.
And then he's like, I'll do it from the side. No, you'll get blood all over my carpet. It like pulls the carpet out from underneath it. It's like holding on to it. And it's like, again, just like a comedic scene showing how much they don't give a fuck about him.
Yes. It was... That was the funniest scene in the entire movie, without a doubt, man.
Absolutely.
That was a good job to make fun of that situation with Mickey, but Mickey was able to get out of it, and he gets all the way back to his room, where he sees...
Nope. He goes to the rumored lesbian's room.
Oh, does he go there first?
Yeah, because he can't make it back to his room, because he's still kind of fucked up.
Yeah, no, you're right.
Like, he can't walk.
The rumored
He's
lesbian...
like, I'll go back to my... And then, like, it falls on the ground.
Yeah.
So she takes him to her room.
And she's giving him some special, like, fluid that she saved from Earth or something, probably just tea.
Yeah, it looked like tea.
Yeah, it just looked like tea. But, you know, he's getting a lot better. And they had, like, a nice little moment that made you think this was going to go a different way. She asked him, which a lot of people had already, but what does dying feel like? And we finally get Mickey's answer, I guess, like a little bit, where he's just like, you know, it's not pleasant, basically.
Yeah, he's like, I don't like it.
That's really all he says, which she was asking because of her friend or lover that died, you know, so it was probably not very comforting to hear. But she still goes in for a kiss, and Mickey's like, no way. And he walks out of the room.
Which was very confusing to me, who thought she was a lesbian this whole time.
Yeah. Yeah, it kind of pokes a hole in your theory until the end, though, dude. I'm telling you. It's a weird situation, but 17 then gets back to his room and finds 18, and Sasha is what I want to say. I just keep forgetting her name, man. I keep forgetting her name. Her name is Nasha. See, it's just not a real name. So, well, I don't know.
That is a real name.
Sorry to everybody named Nasha out there. I doubt any of you are listening. But yeah, that makes me angry.
That should be your next outro in your video.
Thank you,
Thank
Nasha.
you, Nasha.
But he goes back and he finds Nasha with 18, and they're all high on oxy. And you can already tell that 18 is very, very... You can see even further 18 is very, very different than 17.
Yeah.
But Nasha uses this as her opportunity to have sex with the both of them. She's just super excited about this. She's like, imagine if you had two of me, dude. I'm like, she's hyped for this. It's hilarious. She's all high.
Yeah. She's just high as fuck. We see like a little bong type thing that they're smoking.
Really?
Yeah, did you see that?
So they smoke it?
Like, it has the green liquid in it.
That's sick, dude. I didn't know they hit a bong in this movie. We didn't get to see him actively hit it, but at least
no, it looks like a bong type.
Smoking that oxy.
Crazy.
It's nuts, dude. You gotta watch Dope Sick. I don't even want to put oxy in my mouth. Like, obviously, I don't want to put oxy in my mouth.
No.
I don't want to put the word in my mouth, you know? It's like, oh my God, bro. The people, oh, you got to watch Dope Sick. And so do you, dear viewer, listener. But yeah, they have that little happening, and closeted or rumored lesbian walks in on the two of them. And they basically, actually, as that sex scene was going down, they kind of work out a little bit of a plan. Even though they're both not too happy, they try to get a plan where they're both going to split time, rotate duties to avoid detection.
Yeah, Nasha's the only one that's, like, thrilled about this.
Yeah, she's super excited. But the rumored lesbian walks in, and she's just like, I don't know if she said anything, but she whips around. She's obviously about to go tell somebody.
Yeah,
So,
she sees both of the
Mickeys. Yep. So Nasha gets up immediately, is chasing after her, and it's like, wait, don't tell anybody. And she stops her, and they have a conversation below, kind of talking about the problem with expendables, and it's illegal, which we didn't mention, but up front, and maybe even at this moment, we get taught why it's illegal, because of basically horror stories that you can imagine if you put this type of technology into our world. A man made multiple of himself, at least 3, who all got caught murdering, and then were there's a bunch of legal and religious and philosophical issues with how you're going to prosecute them. So they they outlawed expendables. You can't have 2 at a time, essentially. Or
multiples.
Yeah, multiples. Sorry, is that what they're called?
Yeah.
Multiples.
Just the most. Yep, that's what it is. Name for it.
Hey, that's perfect.
That's what they do for all of this movie.
Have you seen Avatar?
No.
It's the most that's what it is name ever for the type of. You haven't seen Avatar?
What Avatar?
Avatar blue people.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, what are you talking about?
I thought you were talking about the anime.
Why would I be
I've seen Avatar with you. That's why I was wondering why you were asking.
Do you know, like, what the material that they're trying to mine from below the Na'vi is called?
No.
It's called unobtainium.
That's funny. I just haven't watched that movie since I was a kid, so I never picked up on that.
I love that movie, man. So I've watched it quite a few times. But yeah, it's called unobtainium, which is just terribly on the nose. But they're having this conversation, and it ends up leading to the point where rumored lesbian, the rumors get quieter because she's basically like, all right, then we'll split them. You can see her, like, thinking about asking this question, too. Like, I don't know about you, I knew it was coming.
Yeah.
And she was like, all right, we'll split them. And Nasha...
Yeah, she's like, I'll have 17, you'll have 18. Great. Nasha's like, no, not happening.
Yeah, but back in the room as all this is going down, 17's talking to 18. They finally seem to be bonding a little bit. But 17 tells 18 what happened at the dinner, and 18 gets pissed. He gets pissed because he's like, man, it's fucked up that he did this to us. He can't handle it anymore. Apparently, this is like the first Mickey to ever think like this, at least that we saw. I don't know. I don't know why he's so different or thinks so different.
They do another little bit of a cop-out line in the voiceover previously. Like, he's Mickey 17. I don't know. The Mickey in the voiceover, who I think is 17.
17. Well, you never know.
Yeah. Is saying, like, oh, well, Nasha told me that this Mickey was a little more like this, and this Mickey, like, was... he's kind of, like, saying that, like a very cop-out line of, oh, there have been, like, differences in Mickeys before, like, we're not all the same, like, it's such a cop-out line.
I remember that. Yeah, and to not go any further into that pissed me off. I thought there was going to be some sort of twist where they were tweaking the Mickey's personalities on purpose or only giving them different memories. Like, can you imagine? There's this kind of side story about, it might have even been mentioned now, where when Mickey was a little kid, his parents died when he pressed a red button in their car. And it wasn't due to the red button exactly. But his mom died. So.
Yeah,
so it would have been really interesting if they did something like maybe that the really, like, roughed up, like, you know, wanting to kill Mickey. He didn't have his mom die in that way, you know, or something like that. Like, what are you talking about? Mom lived, like, I thought something like that was gonna happen. Mom lived my entire life, and Mickey 17 was given that memory just to throw him off or make him different, to study him in a different way.
Yes.
Like, that would have been fucking cool.
I will get into this later, but there's so many, like, little critiques I could have added that would have made the movie, for me, like, so much better.
There were different routes they could have gone down.
Yeah.
Like, seriously.
And
like,
I wish it was another one, but that's okay.
Yeah. But they're talking about all this, and 18 is pissed, man, about this dinner. So he decides to hatch a revenge plan, which is just grabbing a gun and going to this little announcement where the Kenneth is talking.
Yeah.
Kenneth Marshall's talking. And Kenneth had brought in, it was actually the way that Mickey 17 got saved out in the wilderness, out in the snow. He brought in a big rock. And the idea of the rock was to bring it in so that they could etch their names on them, I guess.
I don't know. I thought there was, like, something inside of the rock, but they never really, like, expanded on it.
Well, there was something inside of the rock.
Well, like, I thought, like, the material of the rock. You know what I mean?
Yeah, right when they cut it, that's where my brain went too.
Right,
Because I was like, oh, yeah, he's going to make... I wonder if they're going to do, like, kind of a funny joke, because, like, you know how gold has so much value? So much value. But it only has that value because we decided it to have that value. It's actually not, like, the best material to use. And then it's just, like, we decided that gold was important and it made money. And so then there was the gold rush. And now we sit here with our gold reserve. Exactly.
Yeah.
That's it. So I thought maybe they're going to make a joke out of that with that, like, split rock.
Right.
But they didn't.
They didn't.
And as Mickey 18 is walking up to the stage about to shoot the gun, one of the creepers comes out from inside the rock. And it's freaking out. People are throwing on hazmat suits, trying to get to it. And they're just, everybody's freaked out.
They're spraying some kind of, like, smoke or gas or something like that.
Some sort of gas. And it's making, I don't know.
Which I don't know what it is, because it wasn't affecting, like, literally anyone.
Exactly. Even 18 pulled up at a certain, or sorry, 17 pulled up at a certain point. It was like, 18, get in this hazmat suit. And it's like, but nobody else is in a hazmat suit, so is everybody dying? I mean, well, nobody's on the floor.
Yeah, like the president guy, like, he was literally being, like, blasted with it. It was fine.
Fuck, there's a lot of problems with
See,
this
is my issue.
There's a lot of problems with this movie. It's like he's such a good concept guy, but this concept might have been too far out there for him to actually work with. Or he wanted to do more, and they had to change it because of the studio or something like that. I mean, things probably work differently with that big of a budget with your higher ups, you know?
Yeah.
So I really do wonder. I haven't read the book, but it's insane. But the revenge plan is not working out. People are jumping on top of Mickey 18. Everybody's fighting, scrambling. They finally shoot, or no, they get that creeper in a bag, and everything's good to go. And Kenneth walks back up to the stone and gets his face jumped on with another creeper.
Yeah.
And this one gets obliterated. It gets thrown to the ground, and everybody starts unloading on it with their handguns, and it gets literally chopped up into little pieces by the bullets.
So sad.
It is sad, because these things have always been so nice, you know? That was, like, the first time I saw a creeper, and I was like, oh, it's cute. You know? It's cute.
They're nice.
It's just a little large roly-poly. Demogorgon face. Very cute. But yeah, the attempt to assassinate Marshall during that public ceremony is interrupted, and it doesn't end up working. So...
Sorry. I'm putting my jacket back on. It's getting colder. Sorry for moving my mic.
You're all right. 17, 18 well, Kenneth is pretty pissed at 17 and 18 because they are, in fact, expendables. And
can I say, also during this scene, it's like, none of them are, like, making an effort to hide. Like, at that, like, I get, like, there's a lot of chaos going on, but, like, Nasha even has a line, like, get the other Mickey, or, like, something like that, and I was like, whoa.
Yeah, it's that illegal. You'd think you'd try, I guess, moment of chaos.
Right.
Yeah, I don't know, though. They're both basically just held down and thrown in jail. And
Yep. As well as Nasha, because she was an accomplice in this.
And it's a very, very bad situation. So all three of them, Nasha, 17 and 18, are sitting in jail, and Timo comes to them. Initially, the thought was, 17's like, I knew you were going to come, because he thought Timo was going to save them. But unfortunately, Timo is just there because the guy, the loan shark that's been on their ass and why they went on the mission in the first place, somehow has a guy there that followed them and waited to interact with them for 4 years, which made no sense. But he did. He waited to interact. and he told them that they needed to send a video of one of them cut up into 13 pieces or something like that.
Yeah.
Which.
And there was like a diagram of like
Why?
how many pieces, you know?
And I think it was it was a diagram.
Yeah, I didn't really understand that.
Because they talked about also sending the body back is going to be double. It's going to end up making your price even larger. Because the tax on shipping across galaxies or whatever. It was weird. It was kind of confusing. Man, I was really just in a state during this movie because I liked it as I was watching all of it.
I didn't.
But, oh my
so
Lord.
I was really picking it apart in my brain.
I'm starting to find some large issues with it, man. Because that was, like, why wait 4 years in the first place? And even if why would you ever... I guess he knows Mickey's an expendable because why would you ever want to cut up a person that can make you money, And, like, if he already has the upper hand, why would... And they brought this up to Timo, but why would Timo play into that? It's like, oh, I'm going to send my friend back. It's going to double the cost of what I owe him, and then I'll be fine for now. That was his thought process.
Yeah, it didn't really make much sense at all.
Not at all. But Timo...
Nevertheless.
Yeah, Timo's trying to get Mickey. 18 basically says, I'll be the one to... I'll take my life,
Well, he goes for 17 at first.
He goes for 17 until 18 steps in.
Yeah, which is a little strange, because it's like 18's the one that tried to kill it, but he's like, oh, this guy's softer, it'll be easier, or some shit like that.
Well, yeah, because it turns out 18's plan was not to actually get chopped up, because when one of the guys gets close, he grabs him and gets
he asks for Oxy.
Oh, yes,
Yeah.
It was his master
He's
plan.
like, this is like a last cigarette, type thing.
Yeah, that last cigarette before death that we've all experienced before. Also, bro, what year is this? No way cigarettes are still around. I mean, we're just having a conversation. Cigarettes are not here in this time in 2024, 2025. How are cigarettes around in whenever we're going to multiple different planets and cloning people?
Right.
There's no way, bro.
No.
Maybe that's just like a callback to ancient history. Or maybe that's a saying now, in that world, where it's like...
is that a saying?
I don't think so.
Like, when I heard it, I was just thinking, like, yeah, if you were gonna die... Like, I always say, like, if I was gonna die,
Yeah.
like, if I knew I was gonna die tomorrow, I would probably, like, smoke meth,
Yeah.
Like, I would do a bunch of drugs, because, like, the problem with most drugs are, like, the long-term effects, so, like, you're gonna die,
Yeah.
So it's, like, that's where my brain went. But it's, like, yeah, I guess, like, before you die... You would want, like, a last cigarette, like, I don't know.
Last meal would have made more sense. Like, I guess, yeah. I've definitely seen it happen in a movie before. Like, it was definitely a movie reference of some sort, where it's just, like, before I die, somebody just lighting up their last cigarette and their face is all serious, but their hand's shaking and the light is shaking.
Yeah,
I don't know what it's from, but I can picture it.
Strange that it exists in this universe.
It is.
In the future, it seems.
Actually, I think it happens in Peaky Blinders.
Oh.
That's where I get that from, most likely. But yeah, they're all locked up. But yeah, Mickey hatches that master plan, asking for the Oxy that basically makes him be able to take out one of the guys and get the key that they need to get out. Essentially, steal the key from him.
Yeah,
and
which crazy.
Nasha comes out with a vengeance. I mean, oh my god, dude. Even Robert Pattinson playing Batman was sitting there just being like, holy shit, she's got some hate deep down.
Yeah, she pulls out a chainsaw.
Yeah, just pulls it out. It was there to cut up. She didn't.
And I do think it was weird that it's like the way she had the chainsaw position, and again, this is just another stupid problem I had, was like down, like horizontal? Like horizontally down his face, like through his nose.
You're doing vertical, but
I meant vertical.
Vertical?
Yeah. She's holding it vertical to his face, like he would cut the face in half instead of just chopping the head off and holding it horizontally. So.
Yep, you're right. See, that was confusing because it's technically horizontal in the way that, because he's on the ground, laying back. So I was thinking,
no,
you're
but
right.
She's holding it like it would go straight through like his nose,
Yeah, it's like a point. Basically, if he was standing, it was like the tip of the machine is at the top of his head, right?
Yeah.
Rather than the
just
middle of the machine.
Like usually when you threaten to like kill someone, you're holding it at their neck.
Yeah.
Not just like gonna cut your face in half. But That's her journey.
That's a good point. Yeah, they just wanted to make it a little more intense. I guess she's never used a chainsaw before. Also, where's that guy getting a chainsaw from, bro? He's a pilot. What are we talking about?
Yeah,
There were no rules, no police on this plane at all, bro. Or on this colony.
Wasn't she like security?
She was security, yeah. She was. But they get taken by the guy that we mentioned earlier who has the friend with glasses.
Yes.
And this crew is basically, we can tell even more so now that they are on Mickey's side quite a bit. Even the scientist earlier, the female scientist who was showing him some love, as they're walking over to the next place they're taking after they broke out, she's even kind of talking to Mickey. She's talking to 17 about his instance of getting out with, and this conversation happened a little bit before in the jail cell, but of him getting out, like the creatures saving him, the creepers stepping in and saving him, and also some conversation that they had where 17 says he was just imitating them, I guess.
Yeah.
Which was kind of weird, but basically when he got saved that time, he like did a little to try and like talk to them, because that's what they sound like. I can't roll. Can you roll your tongue like that to be able to do the?
Not really.
Dang
no.
it! If one of us could do a great impression, it would be perfect. But she's talking about how they built a translator to make that a little bit easier. But we're brought to
a prototype of a translator, and how the fuck does that work when you don't know the like? I don't know.
I don't know either. It's just like magic. It's like that, right?
Yeah, like how
it's futuristic technology with absolutely no explanation, and it also like doesn't even work the way it's supposed to. It just like kind of abandons that logic for the scene to be better, in the future. But
yeah,
we'll get to that. I feel like there's a lot of things I say we'll get to, and we probably pass right over. Don't get to it.
Yeah,
but that's okay. Fun. A tease is a tease. But yeah, 17 is. It's becoming clear that species, the creepers, are not necessarily hostile because of the way that they treated Mickey. But as we're brought to the brig or wherever the Marshall is standing, we see that all the creepers are surrounding this place. Millions of them. Like just tons surrounding the entire compound of where the humans exist. And so things are building up quite a bit.
And I might say, here there is this stupid-ass line that I hated, where this random guy, I don't know who he is, like one of the security guards, I don't think we saw him, like, for the entire movie, but he just says something like, yeah, the baby keeps screaming, and then all of them keep, like, coming over, and it's like, yeah, dumbass, what if we just connected the dots there?
Yeah.
Like, he's saying that to a group of people, and they're like, huh.
Right, so if we remember the creeper that got put in the bag way back when Mickey was trying to assassinate, they still have it. So all of these creepers are coming to try and get their baby, essentially. That's what they're trying to do. But nobody, even with that comment, nobody is realizing that, which is making you and me pretty pissed off.
Yes, absolutely.
It is not great. But as they're kind of surrounding, getting closer, we're talking to Marshall now. Mickey 17 or 18 are sitting there, basically being told they're going to be killed and how small they are, and wiping their memory brick and stuff like this. But he's got the baby creeper still in the room, and Marshall is just like, all right, we're going to get all of them around, basically everybody around the compound, and we are going to gas them with the gas that they were testing on Mickey earlier. And that's the idea. And they're going to take out the entire species and have the planet to themselves. But, they obviously Mickey doesn't want this to happen. This is not a good move.
Right.
So, how does Marshall get mad? So Marshall and his wife are there, and they're both kind of just egging the Mickeys on. And Marshall gets very, very frustrated at some point. I think it's because Nasha speaks out at him, basically calling him a dictator and all these various things that are very, very true about what a bad person he is.
Yeah, and they mentioned that, like, these things may be smarter than you think.
Yep.
Like, they can communicate, like,
Talks
all
about
this stuff.
them saving Mickey and how this could be an opportunity to have relations with them rather than actually just massacre them. Maybe one of those ideas is getting better than the other, but Marshall gets pissed about that. So he takes the creeper and he puts him on like a fish hook. and starts lowering him down.
And like the noises it was making were so sad.
It was this thing, yeah. It was just like like a little dog almost, man. I should have looked when there's aliens. I need to remember that because however they make those sounds is always really interesting. What they combine to get there. So I should have looked at that of how they did that sound. I'm not 100% sure, but it sounded like a in between a dog and like a dolphin dying.
Sure, yeah.
Like a higher pitched dog with a little bit less like whininess, a little more like just squeaking. That's it. Yeah. Look at us, dude. Need to get us in one of those sound studios. But Marshall got this thing on a fish hook, and there's honestly I really like the way they did this because the 17s, everybody's pissed, and Marshall wants this he's basically just saying, I'm just gonna kill this baby now. Screw this, because he's so angry.
Yeah.
And he lets it's on a string. And it's about to fall down. He lets the string go as it's attached to the fish hook, which is about to fall down into the trash compactor. And Nasha catches it with her mouth.
Somehow.
Which is really interesting because this made Nasha not be able to talk for a while.
Yeah.
Which I
wonder if that was like his plan.
I think it was the way that it looked because afterwards he said something like, oh, now you shut up or something like that. But it was like, what a risk you were taking there.
Yeah.
But before Marshall decides, am I missing anything in that scene?
No, I don't think so.
Before Marshall decides to kill everybody, the wife steps in, showing her power again.
Oh, at this point, there's a little, like, comment from two characters whose names I don't know, who are recording this thing. There's like, make sure you're getting all this.
So that camera guy that we talked about earlier, a big part of this is trying to paint the picture for the Earth, basically, about what type of, because this is a failed politician. He wants to control the cameras. He wants to be a good person, you know, or at least look like a good person. So his buddy next to him, the guy who's saying during the dinner scene, is constantly filming him and trying to paint him in a positive light.
Yeah.
But luckily, you got man with glasses who is filming through his Ray-Bans or whatever, you know, his AI Ray-Bans. And it's he's catching all of this. So Marshall's already gonna be fucked, man. Already gonna be fucked.
Yeah.
So before they release the gas, the wife decides to come up with a plan. And this plan is basically just to torture the Mickeys, right?
Yeah, basically.
Because, like, what else? I guess they were trying to draw more of the creepers to the area by having the Mickeys go out there. Or no, it was because of the sauce, actually.
Yeah, which is so creepy. Like, she made sauce out of the tail.
Yep.
Of one of the baby creeper. And she wants more tails to make more sauce.
Yep. It's just, I think it's just, again, trying to illustrate how little these people care about what is life. That's not theirs, you know?
Right.
She'd rather have her nice tasting sauce. But they send 17 and 18, they dress them up, and this is where you see the image on the poster. And it's a big 17 on Mickey 17's chest, big 18 on his, and they have bomb vests strapped to them. The two buttons that say 17 and 18 right next to each other are on Marshall's arm. So at any point, he can kill the two of them. And the idea as they're out there is that one of them is going to survive so they can keep recycling. You know, but Marshall just wants to force them to hate each other. Which one's going to, you know, once they figure out that one of them has to survive, it's going to get bad.
Yeah.
But 17 and 18 are going out there. Their relationship was actually pretty well done. They had some good dialogue at the end with just getting 18's opinion on the whole mom situation. This was, I thought the reveal was going to be, but that he didn't know about the mom situation. But no, he was just like, that red button that you pressed, that wasn't your fault. You know, that it was an outside force that came in. That, you know, that's just something you've tied together in your head, essentially.
Yeah, like there were problems with the car. It wasn't your fault.
Yeah, and but they go out into this creeper-filled landscape of just snow and roly-polies everywhere, dude. That was it. But they're walking through. They're not stressed out at all, man. Like they are banking on their good relationship with these creatures. So.
Yeah, because they also on the way out got the prototype translator.
Oh, yes.
From one of the nicer doctor scientists.
The female doctor at the beginning who helped Mickey out. It was really not helping. He was whispering the 15-minute thing to him saying, "No, you get 15 minutes to live. You're special."
Yeah.
But she turns nice and gives him the translator, and they go out there and find essentially the mother creeper, and they talk to it with the translator. And at first, the translator is translating both ways, you know. And I get that. Like, I wish they would have found a more clever way to do this, like in Avatar or something, when like Na'vi language just becomes our language in Avatar 2, you know, where it's just like instant transition. You can see the captions change or whatever. I don't know what they would have done exactly, but basically it gets translated. So you know, Robert Pattinson says something like, you know, what is the problem with all this? Like, what can I do to help? And then you hear the or and it just, you know, gets translated. And then the gets said back to him, and then it gets translated into English, where it's just like, you know, perfect English. But they
So we have to assume that the creepers know English.
Yes, I mean, yeah.
In some way, with no humans ever being on their planet, they somehow understand.
Well, pretty much, like, we do. I assume that they just wanted to cut out the first feedback of when it's saying to the creeper, because we already know, which is stupid, though, because obviously that's not how it would work, you know?
Right.
And it's also, in all these translation things, and kind of what you were touching on earlier, like, have you ever seen direct translations from, like, Latin Bible to English Bible, or, like, you know, you can't, it's not just plug and play with whatever words you want to replace. Like, you can't just take Russian and convert it to English and make it, you know, perfectly the exact same meanings and what you want to say. There's different things about it, you know. So a completely different language that originated different places on a different planet, it's going to be so hard to translate that into English that works. And even if you do, it's probably not going to be accurate. You know, it's not going to have the right, like, intention behind those words that are being translated.
Right.
But doesn't matter. We're looking past that. Oh my lord, dude. Oh my lord.
See, now you're getting my problem with this movie.
Yes.
By really analyzing
There's just a lot of internal logic holes. That's what it is. Is they explain to us how something works and then break that, or they explain to us how something works and lack of information to be where we just have to fill in the gaps.
And I can get behind that sometimes, but not when it's the entire plot of the movie.
Agreed.
Like, sometimes it's like, okay, we can just forget about this and forget about this and forget about that to focus on the story that's happening, but that is the story that's happening.
Yeah, and when the technology is such a big part of the story, it's something you want to dive into. You know, it's important for the world building too, I think, for establishing like that, you know, new planets and the future and whatever it is. Like, you want to make that technology believable. And when it has this many holes in it, it's not nearly as believable as it should be. But at 17 and 18 are out there, they're using the translate, and they're basically just talking to the mother like, okay, how do we fix this? And the mother says to them that she needs to get her child back, and then one of them has to die, and then they're even. Because if you remember, back they shot one of her kids, killed it. The other one is sitting in a bag or on a fish hook now, actually.
Really going eye for an eye.
Sitting on a fish hook, yeah. It's not great. But the creepers make that type of deal, but then they start showing off their ability to kind of just scream. They like bring their heads up and start they look like a squid upside down, kind of like rotating its legs. And they make this really high-pitched noise that hurts Mickey's ears. And the idea behind this noise is that this will explode human brains.
And eyeballs.
And eyeballs. That's what that's what the mother says. And so Nasha finally gets out of her situation because the governor, or not the governor, the politician, Marshall, is wanting to go down there by the idea from his cameraman to be able to go have the first relations with this alien species, and basically just put it on camera of him going out there and being like, you know, saying something like, we appreciate you for being, he was saying he was going to say noble words for their death, essentially.
Yeah, and then killed them all.
So, but he was going out there to get the perfect shot. There's a great moment that I loved where the camera is on the assistant, the camera guy, and he's just like looking around at all these, you know, they're on a truck going out into the wilderness through all these creepers, and he's looking around, and the politician is just like, the camera's not on you, and the camera slightly pans to the front, which I absolutely loved. Like that was fantastic. But they get out there, and shit starts going south. Because the politician is making these creepers more and more angry, and he gets to. Wait, how does Mickey get on the truck with him? How does 18?
Well,
He gets taken with it.
first of all, all the creepers create a bunch of huddles.
Oh yeah, they create a bunch of huddles because as this truck is trying to get to the mother, they basically mask a bunch of different creepers just hopping up in huddles to look like the mass of the mother to confuse him. And so as they're getting closer and closer, the Mickeys get separated, 17 and 18. Nasha has the baby now, and she's running out with the baby to try and save the human race, essentially, or we think so at this point.
And I must say, did you mention this, how she gets the baby?
No, I didn't.
Oh yeah, so I don't remember exactly what happened, but basically she has the wife of the politician, whatever her name is, in a hold where she could break her neck in seconds. It's mentioned. So she's like, let me take the baby back. Going a little farther back, because Mickey signals to bring the baby out through the camera that they're all watching him on. So she kind of pulls a move somehow and has her in a chokehold with her legs, basically.
Yep. It was a fantastic
So that's
move.
how she gets out to bring the baby to the mother.
That was good. Thank you. That was important details.
Yeah, sorry.
No, that's not sarcasm. I'm missing a lot. Obviously, my scenes are not working exactly how I want them to be, but
yeah, that's okay. There's a lot of.
That's an important detail of how she gets out there.
Yeah.
And she's running towards Mickey 17. 18 gets pushed off and just a mess of all of these creepers, just a swarm of them, basically. It's like Mufasa, except Mufasa's on top of the antelopes, just getting pushed. And he gets pushed over to the truck, essentially, where Marshall is sitting. And he gets up to the truck and starts fighting with Marshall, essentially.
Mm-hmm.
And so he's fighting. The mother has her child back, but we know that one more thing has to happen for peace, which is one of them has to die.
Yeah.
And they're fighting and fighting. 18 gets on top of Marshall, and he's looking at the two buttons that are on Marshall's arm, 17 or 18. Mm-hmm. And Marshall tries kind of a last-second plea to offer him some sort of deal to get out of it, kill 17. You can be whatever you want, essentially.
Yeah.
And 18 blows himself up.
With Marshall.
Yeah. It's a huge explosion. And everything is pretty much solved after that.
Yeah.
We cut to 6 months later,
mm-hmm.
and Nasha is in power after the wife of the politician is said to have committed suicide.
Mm-hmm.
17 is sitting there in the crowd of Nasha, basically announcing they're groundbreaking on building some sort of structure on this new planet. And they have good management now. I assume they went and smeared this entire, sent the glasses footage back to the world to take down the politician. And everything seems to be good, but we still get a little bit more story with Mickey 17 living his life now, walking back, living his life as no longer expendable, just Mickey,
mm-hmm.
Mickey Barnes. And he's walking to the trash compactor. But this is actually before, I believe, with Nasha, chronologically, it's before Nasha actually is up at the
it's like a little flashback
podium.
Of his. Yeah.
And he walks up there, and he sees the meat printer where he has printed out so many times. And he's just kind of looking at it. He sees somebody bending down under it, and the wife pops out from it. The wife basically wants him to try her new sauce that's on the ground there. And the wife is not looking quite right because she's supposed to be dead. Doesn't really make sense. And you see pretty quickly, out of the meat printer comes the politician, comes Marshall. And I thought that this was going to go, so, immediately when I saw that, because I was been thinking this the entire time. The entire movie, I was like, Marshall has expendables.
For sure.
Marshall has many expendables. But it turns out that really all the wife is pretty good for is to try the sauce so far, at least, because
Right, that's what
his
she
name's good,
says.
and it was the wife who had an expendable of herself, because as we're told, the wife committed suicide, but there was another version of her, still loving the sauce just as much, who printed out the husband, and Mickey decides to take a page from 18's book and says "fuck you" to the lady, and it's assumed that he killed her, I believe.
Wait, sorry, I thought that was like a dream.
No. What?
That was not a dream sequence?
No.
Okay.
I felt
That's completely what I
when
thought,
you
because
first
like
said
blood
that,
starts like going down her hands.
it felt like a dream. He did say that.
Yeah. So I totally thought it was just a dream sequence.
It's up to interpretation then. If we both interpret it differently, that's what we'll say.
Because I was like, this is gonna happen. I'm like, oh, that's a cop out. That's happening right at the end of the movie.
What I thought is that flashback to basically the last moment before they were going to blow up the machine, she was still alive, and Mickey decided to kill them both. Like 18 would have. You thought?
That was like a dream where he was coming to like the realization that like he can be like 18 too, you know, like he stood up, but like it was a dream.
Both work in the same way, whichever way you interpreted it
That's
as.
the same idea.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But then yeah, we get to go to the ceremony where the ground's being broke, and Nasha is basically like, press the button. It's another red button that's going to explode the last meat machine, and he presses that button.
Which I low-key thought it was gonna like kill everyone. For
Yeah,
a
I was
second.
terrified. I mean, I wouldn't have put it past Bong Joon-ho, man, having an ending like that, especially if you've seen something like Snowpiercer. Like, they do fucked up shit, man, in his movies.
Yeah.
But yeah, it blows up, and then we see, I believe it's just the title screen, right, where we see Mickey 17. Some of the numbers start flipping around, and it gets switched to Mickey Barnes.
Yeah.
And the Expendables program is gone, suggesting a move towards more ethical practices, and that is our movie.
Yeah. Crazy. I think we should move right into characters.
Absolutely.
I would say, look, it's based on a book, so it makes sense how underdeveloped the characters are. There's a lot of characters just kind of thrown at us. We don't have a lot of like information about them whatsoever.
They all do serve like a specific purpose, which is nice. Like, there's not characters that are just there for nothing, except, I hate to say it, but maybe rumored lesbian. She maybe didn't have any real, just to get that conversation with Mickey about talking about what his death was like, which wasn't even that much, you know?
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, but like, I think since it's a book, like, we can't judge it too hard. Like, you could watch The Hunger Games without reading the book and be like, damn, these characters are kind of underdeveloped. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like that's just
It's a little
off
bit
the top of
different,
my
though,
head.
because the Hunger Games, they can be one-dimensional. Because it's an arena, the easiest way to do it is have characters just be one certain way. You know, and that's fine. And
Yeah, but there are a lot of characters that, like, die that, like, we don't get a lot on at all.
True.
That, like, if you read the book, you'll understand
specific,
more.
Quick Hunger Games spoilers if you haven't seen it, I guess. But Rue's death specifically, like, that hits a lot harder having read the books.
Absolutely.
100%. Even Kato or something, like.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's a good point. That's a really good point.
So for it being a book, like, I understand that the characters are, but, like, there was really, like, it's just, this is what's being thrown at you. These are, like, the main traits. Go with it.
Yep.
And I don't know. There's not really much to say there because there wasn't a lot of development whatsoever.
At least there was consistency across those characters. You know, there wasn't any weird heel turns. Like, the one maybe you could point out is that female doctor who in the beginning is kind of, hey, you get 10 minutes. You get all excited. So I thought she was a little devilish. And at the end, she's helping him out and giving him the translator. But.
Yeah, just a lot of very one-dimensional characters. Anything else to say on that? We could just...
Yeah, so did you know who was originally considered for the role of Mickey?
No, who was it?
Sean Bean.
Who's Sean Bean?
Oh, wait. Huh, you haven't seen, I guess, his main two properties. Like, Lord of the Rings, Game of Thrones is Sean Bean.
Yeah, clearly. Oh, he looks familiar.
Yeah, you've definitely seen him in some stuff. But he's famous in movies for dying. But literally everybody knows.
I just have to knock out a few more
Sean
TV
Bean's
shows.
character is famous. What TV shows are you watching right now?
A lot, a lot. I can tell you after.
Bet.
I have a list on my phone of everything I'm watching right now.
I have such a problem with all these Marvel projects coming out and everything. I'm just so swamped with TV
That's
shows.
why I have what I'm watching right now and then a list of what I need to watch. And it's
Yeah.
I can't add another show until I kick one out.
How many shows can you watch at a time?
I don't know. I think I'm watching like 5 right now. But like they're very different. Like they're all
Yeah, but even if they're different, bro, I just don't remember things as well. You know, it's like my memory's got a certain amount of RAM in there, and it's just
Yeah.
like doesn't. But yeah, I can do like 2 serious shows, an unserious show that I watch before bed. Like right now, it's The Sopranos, the Marvel shows, I guess, because I have to pay attention. I'm saying serious shows,
Yeah.
and then Doctor Who is what I watch before bed. You know, and sometimes like right now, I can throw a docu-series in there. I'm watching one. I highly recommend. It's called Wormwood. Actually, the same lead who's in Dope Sick that I brought up this whole time.
Oh.
It's called Wormwood. It's about MK Ultra, which I assume you've heard of. You looked into MK Ultra at all?
No.
It's like a documentary, mockumentary combined, but it's unbelievable.
Very nice.
Yeah, but Sean Bean was gonna be in there, and it would have been. I swear to God, this is just like a media thing, bro, because it's the most ironic thing is casting a guy who dies in every movie that he's in a movie where it's
right.
about multiple
Yeah,
deaths,
that'd be funny.
Yeah. But yeah, that's about it for me on characters.
So what was your favorite and least favorite character?
Favorite and least favorite character.
I'm moving it. It usually is best and worst, but I'm doing favorite and least
Bet.
favorite because I'd prefer to do that.
My favorite character, I am going to say, it's gonna be, actually, at risk of taking yours, I'm gonna go with 17. Because I know you're not gonna say, Mickey 17 was so likable, dude. He's so likable. He's so different than 18 in his entire thought process, and he really is. Even in a movie, before they did a thing where you could tell the two apart. But before that, even, it was so easy to tell 17 from 18, and you were always gravitated to looking at 17. I don't know if that was just because of cinematography, sound design, or whatever, but he was so freaking likable for me, and every decision that he made, I was behind. You know, like it made sense what he's doing. He's a great surrogate, and so that would be mine.
I would say my favorite character, just based on it was the most scenes I enjoyed, was when he was on stage, is a good old Kenneth Marshall.
Yes, I knew you were gonna. I was gonna steal it.
I'm glad you didn't. That was definitely my favorite for sure. Like anytime he was on screen, I'm like, yes, it's back. I'm gonna enjoy this for a second until it. And honestly, my least favorite character is your favorite character. Is 17. His voice fucking pissed me off. Like, I don't know. Something about, like, that awkward acting thing, just, like he was, Robert Pattinson did a very good job at playing it, I just didn't fuck with it.
Yeah, he's just unlikable for you, that makes sense.
Yeah.
I think, yeah, to touch on, what's his first name? Marshall, what's his first name?
Kenneth
Marshall. He was fantastic, dude. He's just, like, over the top. We were talking about it right when we got out. If you've seen Poor Things, the character that Mark Ruffalo plays in that is, I think, very similar to this character, but this character is just a little more, like, bigger movements, a little more like some politicians in our world today, possibly a president, and it is just hilarious.
It's like his character in Poor Things if he was a politician.
Yeah, that exactly.
Right.
Exactly.
That's exactly what you said to me, so I'm just gonna repeat that.
I was gonna let you have that, man. I was gonna let you have that.
Well, what was your least favorite character?
I think my least favorite character is going to be Nasha, because I just thought she was going to have a bigger character. I was very happy with the scenes at the end and her, like, with the rope in her mouth, you know, when she was, like, holding up the creeper from dying and all that, and just how she puts it on the line for Mickey. But her just being addicted to drugs immediately, and then just some of the conversations that she had, like, with the other female, the closeted lesbian, and I don't know. There was just something.
Like that's what we call her now.
Closeted lesbian. We'll switch it. There's something about her character that, for me, I thought she was gonna do more.
Yeah.
And her act at the end just wasn't enough on top of her arc to, like, make up for. You know, I know it was a joke, but the way that she treated 17 when he found out that you probably, the first thing that you jump into, I get you high on oxy, but it shouldn't just be, hey, I want to have sex with 2 of you, you know? So I think that was
Right.
it. I wanted to see a bigger heel turn for her
Because that
character.
was like kind of one of her biggest scenes.
Yeah, it really
like,
was.
other than the ending scene.
It was played for comedy purely.
Yeah.
Which I know why they did it, but it made her a little bit more unlikable for me.
Yeah, that's fair. I would say the best scene in this, and I'm saying it before you
Wait.
you can.
Before you say best scene, can we quickly highlight honorable mention? I probably should have said it instead of 17, the wife as a great character.
Yes.
She was fantastic.
She was also
just
great.
whispering in Kenneth Marshall's ear the entire time.
Hilarious.
And you could obviously tell she was orchestrating shit, which was great. I thought it was going to be different than that dream sequence or real sequence or whatever that was at the end, you know, but that was really cool. And she was really funny. She was like the perfect over-the-top rich lady who doesn't care about anybody below her.
Yes, yes, very much so.
Sorry to interrupt you there.
Okay, my best scene, which I've already said I liked so much, was the dinner scene with
we might have to plug this in.
Marshall and his wife in the closet. Specifically when they started singing, I think was my favorite scene. Like, that whole thing was just incredible and so funny, and both Marshall and his wife were like hilarious during that.
That scene was so great. Yeah. Are you done there?
Yeah, you could go on.
That was probably mine too, but to pick a different, like, it was just so funny, everything about it. Yeah. Especially because I knew a little bit extra behind the scenes, so I was looking at the meat, you know, like being like, is that, like, it doesn't look that much like a watermelon, you know, just like,
so
there are
funny.
extra things that engaged me in there. I liked the whole uterus conversation because I wanted to see him actually getting some shit for just wanting to breed out there, because that's all he actually wanted to do, is create a new human race. He didn't really care about anybody. He was like, you know, but my favorite scene is going to be when, oh shoot, I forgot his name, Kaimo or whatever his name is, the friend from the loan shark initially, when he was holding on, falling down the trash compactor.
That was a good one.
He doesn't know, it looks like the same guy coming back, but one Mickey is trying to help him, the other Mickey hates him, is trying to kill him.
Yes.
That was fantastic. The way that they did that was just so smart, and I wish they would have done a little bit more like that. You know, play the twin thing for comedy more so than just drama between the two.
Absolutely, absolutely. Yeah, I would say worst scene for me, I don't know, there's a lot of, like, do you have one in mind? Like, there's a lot of, like, specific lines that I didn't like, but, like, as scenes as a whole is harder for me to...
I have one in mind.
Okay.
It's gonna be the scene with the closeted lesbian, or whatever her first name was for her.
Yes, that should have been mine too.
When she brought him into her room, it just didn't really serve a big purpose, and they did this kind of weird thing where it's like, I had this special drink that we're saving back from Earth that was just like, oh, okay. And the whole conversation was just to get Mickey to talk about, it's 17, to talk about what it feels like while dying, and his response was pretty much just like, yeah, it sucks.
Yeah.
And so it was just not enough there. If that was a bigger moment, if maybe the dialogue was better written, and his response, or like you said, you brought up a great idea of what you could have done.
Dude, it would have been so amazing if he didn't, like, remember his death and he didn't know. And that's why, like, the entire movie, it's this theme of, like, people asking him, coming up, like, what's dying like? What's dying like? And it's like, if he was just like, I don't know. I don't know. I don't remember it. Like, that would have really, like, made a major change in the movie.
It would have explained his fear for death still too, you know, even better. Like, I seriously think we need you in the writer's room on that, bro, because that would have been fantastic.
Yes.
That's probably changing up the book, I guess.
Yeah.
Maybe why they didn't do that.
Probably.
I wonder if they explored something like that, though, because that's fucking genius.
Yeah, would it be bad to go with your same scene as the worst scene? I don't want to do, but I can't think of any specific scene that I really didn't like other than that one.
I'll try to think of honorable mention, the scene that I think you brought up earlier, not liking at all, which is probably just escaping your mind right now, where the girl shoots up in the ice cave.
Oh my gosh! Another one that escaped my mind. Yes, absolutely. Just because it was, like, dumb.
Yeah.
Like, come on, use your head. Use your head. You did that to yourself.
Totally.
Ready for your technical stuff?
Absolutely. So I got a lot here, so I'm going to try to move through it pretty fast because the computer is actively dying as we speak.
Oh.
It's got about 20% left, and once it gets down to 10 or 5, we can plug it in, turn the car on real fast. But Guess I'm wasting time now.
Let's get through it.
So first, we're calling this a new segment. We've called it technical before, but instead I've given a new name to it, and I've not told you the name yet, so I'm revealing it on the pod. Welcome to Geo's Hidden Gems.
Oh, I like
Facts
that.
about any technical element or behind-the-scene aspect about a movie. Because I've kind of been getting into behind-the-scenes stuff a lot. It doesn't quite fit in that technical, you know? But first, the release date roller coaster. The film was supposed to be released. It was supposed to be released on March 29th, 2024. And then it got pushed to January 31st, 2025. And then April 18th, 2025, all the way back to March 7th, which is yesterday.
Crazy.
Director Bong Joon-ho insisted on filming certain key scenes without Pattinson knowing which version of Mickey he was playing until just before shooting. This method was meant to capture the confusion and the existential dread of a clone struggling with his own identity. So basically, he walks into scenes, doesn't know, he's not preparing for one or the other. And it's just like, you're 18, go. And
That's so cool.
Yeah, I think that's smart. The Sean Bean thing I already said. Adaptation of Edward Ashton's novel. There's a you know the Wilhelm scream? Come on, the Wilhelm scream?
No.
All right, look up on your phone real fast while I'm at Wilhelm, and this will be the Wilhelm. Actually, we might even have it here. I'm telling you, it's such a popular scream that it might just be on. Okay, that might have been very loud for the viewer, but you might have just heard it right there. My sister's about to hear it soon, but there's a Wilhelm scream that was heard at approximately. You know that scream?
Yeah.
It's like it's one of those things across movies. People love to use that in there somewhere. It happened when that pigeon guy, you remember the pigeon guy dressed up as a pigeon?
Yeah.
When he got slammed in that door that was coming
We
down.
did not even mention that.
Yeah. Well, no, he was so irrelevant, bro.
I totally forgot about him until you said that.
But yeah,
that scream was used.
And I heard it, and it was great. But this is Bong Joon-ho's first film after the Oscar-winning Parasite. We talked about right after that the film employs multiple aspect ratios. So it's 1.851 for IMAX and 2.391 for standard. So actually, it didn't switch between the two. I was tripping when I thought that it went to 16:9 with the big black bars on top and bottom. It was always just that side. So it was shot for IMAX then, because that's why they do that, so they can get more on the top and bottom of the screen.
Right.
So we didn't even see 10% of that movie, you could say. We couldn't see Robert Pattinson's feet and whatever the hell is in the air.
And usually when I watch IMAX, I think we mentioned this on a previous episode, but I can't see the whole thing at once.
Yep. IMAX is too big for your eyes to actually handle. You got to dart them around. So I don't mind watching it like this, but everybody's making films fit for IMAX. It kind of just seems like a industry ploy to get you to buy more expensive tickets.
Yeah.
But
yeah.
Conspiracy theories aside, there were playful, absurd musical cues that punctuate Mickey's deaths, balancing the grimness with Bong's satirical edge. The color palette was very gray and almost too dark at times for me. I don't know if it's just the projector in our theater, but this is similar to other Bong Joon-ho movies, the grayness. Grays and blues, I think, is normally what you see the most in his. The production designer, Fiona Crombie, created imposing claustrophobic sets for the colony ship and the cloning lab with brutalist architecture. Now, what is brutalist architecture? Do you know?
Nope.
Brutalist architecture is characterized by large, blocky concrete structures with minimal ornamentation. We just watched a film on the Oscar run this year. Highly recommend winning actor Adrian Brody in The Brutalist.
Boo.
That's why it was called that.
Oh.
How did it really took you that? I thought when I asked what is a brutalist, you're gonna get, because you never understood that, right? Why was that called The Brutalist? That movie.
Yeah, well, movies just have names that I don't understand sometimes.
All right, bro.
So I didn't think too hard about it, but yes, that is very cool.
That sucked. I was
And
so
I
excited to
had
blow
no
your
idea
mind with
about
that because I thought about that. I'm like, why is this called The Brutalist afterwards? So I found this really interesting.
Right.
Because that's a huge part of The Brutalist is the blocky concrete structure. Bong Joon-ho says that this movie is inspired by The Thing. Have you seen The Thing?
Of course.
Yeah, it's inspired by The Thing, which I can see based on the setting. Besides that, not like The Thing whatsoever.
Right. Yeah.
Right? Because there's not like this question of who's The Thing and who's not.
Right.
And also, who do you think is The Thing at the end? Kurt Russell or the other guy?
Kurt Russell.
You think it's Kurt Russell?
Yeah.
Me too.
Okay. I'm glad we're on agreement in that.
Dude, that's a huge argument.
Right, I know.
I think it's Kurt Russell too.
Me as well.
Fight
me
us.
as well.
Fight us in the comment section. how's the cinematography for you? Camera work?
I really liked it. I thought it was really well done.
Me too. I felt the claustrophobicness,
Absolutely.
100% of the area, everything
Yeah,
like that.
for sure.
Costumes were very, very creative. I liked like kind of steampunk future,
Yeah,
which I
yeah,
loved.
yeah.
I absolutely loved.
It was
And
very
then
cool.
the set pieces there weren't any like overly large ones, but it's still pretty cool.
Yeah.
The special effects, particularly the bioprinting sequences, are both impressive and grotesque, illustrate the cheapness of life in Bong's envisioned future. Yeah. So it's basically just a variety of maximalist scenarios rather than minimalist.
Right.
The croissant puppy aliens, which is somebody said that the director Bong Joon-ho designed the film Creepers, inspired by croissant pastries and puppies in cute hoodies, aiming for a mix of adorable and grotesque.
Huh.
Yeah, so one of them calls them. You remember the line that goes "croissants dipped in shit"?
Yes.
Yeah, that's why they said that. Pattinson improvised Mickey 18's lines with inspiration from Jim Carrey from Dumb and Dumber. This is 17. That's got to be a typo. From Jim Carrey with Dumb and Dumber and Ren and Stimpy cartoon. So if that helps you out at all.
Oh.
Jim Carrey and Dumb and Dumber I can totally see, which is terrible. Makes it even worse. I hate him in Dumb and Dumber. He tested a bunch of wild accents and mannerisms for the dual roles. He confused friends and family offset like a method actor gone rogue. That's from the Times of India. Filming happened at Warner Brothers in England, home to Harry Potter. Something again about the meat printer. The creeper design took 2 years to perfect. Mark Ruffalo sings an unexpectedly musical moment that critiques called the Trumpian karaoke.
That's funny.
And Bong also added a secret cameo from Parasite actor in the cloning scene, only noticeable to eagle-eyed fans. I did not see that. I have to look that up. And Pattinson's death count, he dies. Guess how many times on screen? Robert Pattinson dies. 17 Mickeys. How many deaths do we actually get to see?
10.
11. So close.
Damn.
11 times, each with a unique practical digital effect. And that is it for Geo's Hidden Gems.
All right. Themes and messages? What do you think the theme slash message was for this?
Morality is obviously a very, very big part of it.
Yeah.
I think the question of what constitutes life and what not, even though we didn't see like how that's decided politically, it kind of just gets skipped over. I think that's kind of the overarching question that's on the movie a lot of the time, and then also just identity and what that means, you know, to be you, and if another version of you exists, how which of you means more, you know, or something like that.
And like how to pull out those like different parts of yourself to have during different like moments.
Absolutely.
Sort of thing.
Absolutely.
Like I really liked, I don't even think we mentioned it, but like I think we did. He has a line where he's like, I'm 17, where he's like, what would 18 do? Like that's what I do. So that was like a great like full circle moment, I think, and kind of ties that all together.
That's absolutely true. That makes the kind of them not explaining why the personalities are different better, because you see that shows that okay, it's different parts of yourself that you can tap into, essentially.
Absolutely.
Kind of makes it more confusing, but I'm not going to think too hard about that.
Yeah.
Take that as a win.
Yeah. Absolutely. Okay, I'm just going to kind of move past a few of the, I don't think that's...
Robert Pattinson might get nominated. Dude, that'd be funny. Could he get nominated supporting? As 18. He gets nominated for supporting as Mickey 18.
Imagine he gets nominated for both.
That'd be cool.
Best yet supporting for 17 and 18.
I don't think there's enough range in this movie. There's like only a couple scenes where we really got mad, and those scenes really impressed me, but I think there's going to be more actors with better range. Possibly... No, not visual effects. Editing, like maybe.
It could get nomination. I don't believe it would
I think
win
maybe
anything.
editing for what is that award called? Shaw Baker just won it for Anora. Editing, something along. It's like not just editing, but
achievement in film editing. I don't know.
Yeah, achievement in film editing. That's perfect. At least it sounds better, even if it's not right.
That's what it seems like.
That's my only possibility.
All right, negative quality and positive quality. I already know my negative quality. I've been talking about this whole thing. It's Robert Pattinson's voice. I get it. I understand why he did that for 17, but it annoyed the shit out of me, actually, and I didn't like it, and it hurt my ears a bit.
Fair enough. My negative quality is going to be, I'm just going to take the overall lack of depth, on every single futuristic idea, and a lot of just the situations that they're put in just felt very base level. We were just in shallow waters in every type of conflict, or when they're introducing new technology, and that just wasn't satisfying at all. I wanted to go deeper,
Yeah.
and it makes me want to read the book a little bit to be able to see if they explain some of these things.
Absolutely.
But yeah.
My positive quality, I think, would just be the cinematography. I thought it was like so well done, and just like that, I think, was probably one of the best parts of the movie for sure.
Mine will be the special visual effects, I guess. All the scenes, having one actor playing two actors is difficult.
Mm-hmm.
And the way that they did it was so cool. And there's some where I'm just like, how are they doing this? Like, where he has his arm around himself and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Which is really impressive. You can't see anything wrong with it, which is,
Mm-hmm.
that's well done.
I was really looking for that, and I couldn't see. Because, like, there are some things like that where you could be like, that is the body double. I can see that so clearly.
Yeah, dude,
but there was none of that in this.
When we were watching The Godfather, it was one of the worst I've ever seen. It was like, I don't know, I don't remember whose death it was, but it was a death as Michael's killing a bunch of the capos, or the bosses around.
Yeah.
And he's on, like, the steps of a, some large government building.
Yes.
And he gets shot and he's rolling down the steps. And this was a guy who had gray hair before. He's like an old man. And the guy rolling down has just the most brunette hair I've ever seen. Just completely, they didn't even get a guy with the same hair color.
Yeah, that's a Godfather.
Exactly, bro. It's at least it's part one, Part two is what we're worried about.
Real. Okay. Do you have, wait, did you give your negative?
Yeah. Depth.
Oh, yes. So I forgot we did negative first.
Yeah.
Do you have your critic reviews?
Did we do positive?
Yeah.
What did I say for positive? What the fuck?
Visual effects.
Oh.
That's what you just said.
I'm
sorry, I think I should do positive then negative,
Yeah.
but on here throw negative then positive.
Before we do critics review, are we doing personal casting by chance?
Oh, do you want to do that?
Yeah. I'm more curious about who I am. I think yours... We've been watching too many male-dominated movies lately or something, bro.
We really have.
But I think yours is probably the closeted
Thank
lesbian.
you. That's what I thought as well.
Because you're not as fucking physically just rash as Sasha is, or Rasha, or whatever fuck her name is. I don't even remember anymore. I'm done with this stupid-ass movie. But yeah, that she, like, I could just see you in her when across the table from no matter who this guy is talking to or trying to say in the nicest way that, you're a great specimen. You think I'm just a uterus? Like, I could totally, that was all you, bro. All you.
Yeah, absolutely. I would say, and I'm going to insult you a little bit again.
Are we doing this again?
Just based on pure vibes, because I don't think anyone else in the movie would really be you. Mickey 17.
Yep.
I don't know if you could pull off 18, but 17 for sure you can do.
I think I'm Mickey Barnes more than anything, bro, because sometimes I get into 18 anger territory.
For sure.
But yeah, I appreciate that. 17.
Just insulting you again. Complaining about a character that casts you.
That's why you skipped over that one.
I know. Okay, critic reviews.
Critic reviews. I'm checking how much battery we have on the computer real fast. Make sure 10%. We should be good to finish this one out here. Yeah. It's moving pretty fast. The good reviews for actually we'll just start with bad. Bad work our way to good. This is Deborah Ross from The Spectator. It eventually descends into a cartoonish subarmando Lenucci comic capper with, as far as I could ascertain, nothing fresh to say. It's not the biggest disappointment I've had in my life, but it's up there. Rotten score. Yeah, I feel like it didn't have a lot to say. Yeah. We actually did miss a scene in the very end, kind of during the epilogue portion, where there was a conversation with the aliens again, or with the creepers again.
Yeah.
And it was basically explaining the creepers' whole plan to blow up their brains and eyes was a bluff. So they were saying something about how I guess all species kind of act the same in that way.
Trying to do like a united thing. Which
I don't know.
Whatever.
I don't know, man. We didn't pick up that in the themes. There's a fucking reason for that.
Yeah.
The next one is Donald Clark from the Irish Times. For all that good work, however, Mickey 17 adapted from a novel by Edward Ashton feels like a rickety compromise bolted together from incompatible parts. Well said.
Yes.
Well said. There were just so many different aspects that they were trying to throw in there, so many different themes, so many different pieces of technology. Felt discombobulated, man.
Absolutely. Yeah, I would agree.
And then for the Critics Reviews, good, we have our boy Peter Travers from ABC News.
Yes.
Repeating his historic Oscar wins for Parasite is off the table for Bong Joon-ho. But together with an up-for-anything Robert Pattinson in multiple roles, Bong turns this scattershot sci-fi space opera into a buoyant social satire that really stings. Fresh score. I think he hits on the satire part.
Yeah.
You know, I don't know, you got anything there?
Yeah, I would kind of neutral on that one, I would say.
Then we have for our second good review, Ty Burr from the Washington Post. It's in the contrast between two characters that a viewer takes the measure of Pattinson's talent, his knack for physical comedy and subtlety, which he embodies each Mickey's best and worst traits. I think that's well said.
Yeah.
As almost all these mentioned, Pattinson is what made this movie good.
Absolutely.
Sorry if I made you agree. I mean, is what made this movie tolerable. He was entertaining because he was in it, man. And if you casted Sean Bean in that role,
Yeah.
I don't know if it would go the same.
And I mean, his acting was just phenomenal.
It was.
Yeah.
It was. And the differences in the two, they were seriously believable that they were different.
Just based on, like, the facial expressions. You know what I mean? Like,
100%.
Absolutely.
And that is it for the Critics Reviews.
Okay, now we have our ratings. I'm going to keep it short and snappy with this. I think based on everything I said, because I didn't really like it, there were so many plot holes. I think after this conversation, I liked it more than when I first walked out. But I would give it a 2.9 out of 5.
2.9. Let me get that on my list here. I'm keeping track of all of our scores. I don't know if you know that, so we can add them up at the end of the year.
Yes.
See how we like the movies this year. But yeah, 2.9.
2.9. What would you give it?
Bad. So I'm actually the opposite of you, where in this conversation, it's made me like it less than I was in there, which is really interesting. So I think what's so funny is right when we left that movie, I thought we were going to be on two very different ends, but now we're a little bit more similar. I'm going to go a little bit harder than that, and I'm going to, purely because of the world and the concept and Robert Pattinson's character, man. Characters, the Mickeys. Because I'm a concept guy through and through, and I'm a Robert Pattinson guy through and through. I'm going to give this movie a 3.4.
Wow. Yeah. Yeah.
That's where I sit with that. So I was up towards the 4. I was thinking it was better than other critics and, like, you know, at least those categories. But that's where I landed after this conversation, because I do think there's a lot of problems. But I think that if you can watch this movie and not really want to chew on a lot of the logic within it, you can really, really enjoy it. And it's another Bong Joon-ho just fun time, bro.
So that
funny,
leads
scary.
just right into, would you recommend people watch it?
Would I recommend people watch it? Yes, I would. I think that if you want to go and have a good theater experience and enjoy your popcorn and be able to have something to talk about with people afterwards, this is a great movie to go see in theaters. I don't think it's one that you're going to really want to see on streaming that bad, because it's going to get pushed under the rug a little bit. But to go experience it in theaters, experience it in IMAX, even though we didn't, to see how that...
Too expensive.
It's very different resolution. To see how that works would be pretty nice, but that would be mine.
Yeah, I would agree with that. For the theater experience, I would say you could go see it in theaters, and it would be a good time and give you a lot to talk about. I would 100% agree with that. Personally, I'm not going to be seeing it again.
No.
I'm not going to go and watch it.
You know, actually, I might go see it again once, because I'm sure that I'm going to do a Bong Joon-ho watch through again with all of his movies. I also haven't seen...
I might do that. That might be a reason why I would do that.
And I think you'll probably like it a little more once you know what he does.
For sure.
Because he hits on a lot of those
I'm coming
themes.
in with fresh eyes to that director.
He really likes playing with that rich asshole theme a lot. At least in the last 3 movies of his that I've watched.
Yeah, absolutely. So the next movie we're watching... What? Huh? Oh! Quick little update. We are not doing the Oscars episode that was previously planned because Gio, we realized last episode he didn't know when the Oscars were and did not watch all of the movies. So now we're kind of too far away to even do that. So that's not happening. Next year, be ready.
Yes, and at the end of this year for whatever our award ceremony is for us. But I was going to say too, although that was a great one, I would have forgot it, pitch it. Pitch this thing. What is this next film?
Stop telling me to pitch it. Okay, this next movie we're thinking one of the newest Disney remakes, live action, has the amazing Rachel Zegler in it. That's about it. It's gonna be Snow White. Yeah.
Boo.
Yeah, we're excited for Rachel Zegler and pretty much nothing else about that.
Yep,
we love her in this car.
Apparently a new song too that I just found out before this episode.
Yeah, and I like the new song. I think it's gonna be great. Yeah. So with that, I'm Mara.
And I'm Gio.
So now, let's leave your local movie theater parking lot.
Bye-bye.
Jesus Christ.